morning, it's Bob Mason from FX Empire, and welcome to the daily crypto tech review of Bitcoin, EOS, Ethereum, and Ripple's XRP. We'll be looking at the support and resistance levels, the MACDs, and the moving averages. It is Friday the 17th of July. Jumping straight in and looking at Bitcoin against the dollar, we've got the hourly candlestick here. Slightly bearish start to the day. Going to need to see Bitcoin avoid a pullback through the pivot at 91.35 to support a run at the first major resistance level, sitting at 92.42. Barring extended crypto rally on the day, that first major resistance level and yesterday's high should cap any upside on the day. Fall through the pivot, got that first major support level sitting at 90.42 to limit any downside. Extended sell-off, however, would bring the 23.6% fib at 8,900 and the second major support level at 89.34 into play. Should see Bitcoin avoid sub 8,900. Looking at the moving averages, the 50 is widening on the bearish away from the 100 and the 200, suggesting a bearish day ahead. On the MACD histograms, however, we're seeing that widening of the histograms supporting a bullish day. So looking at the MA would take that as the initial guide. So avoiding that pivot should then support that upward momentum indicated by the MACD. Jumping across to EOS against the dollar, also bearish start to the day. Going to need to see EOS avoid a pullback through the pivot at 49.77 to support a run at the first major resistance level, sitting at 56.41. Going to need to see support from the broader markets break out from yesterday's high that was 55.73. So barring an extended crypto rally on the day, that first major resistance level should limit any upside. Pullback through the pivot would bring the first major support level sitting at 43.82 into play. Barring extended sell-off on the day, should see EOS avoid sub 240s. We've got the second major support level sitting at 37.18. Looking at the moving averages and the MACD, looking at the moving averages, it looks like we're seeing a bottoming out of that bearish trend. So that EMA, 50 EMA, is going to start needing to move back through towards the 100. So that pivot level on the day is going to be particularly key. MACD is also looking like it's topped out, suggesting a possible pullback through the morning. So if we can avoid a pullback through that pivot, we should see a bullish day ahead. Moving across to Ethereum against the dollar and the hourly candlestick, seeing a similar trend with Ethereum this morning. Going to need to see Ethereum move through the pivot at 234.11 to support a run at the first major resistance level, sitting at 238.46. Barring extended crypto rally on the day, that first major resistance level and yesterday's high 239.16 should pin Ethereum back from 240 levels. Failure to break through that pivot is going to bring the first major support level sitting at 229 into play. Barring an extended sell-off, Ethereum should avoid sub 220s. Got the second major support level sitting at 224.72. Looking at the moving averages, that 50 is widening from that 100 and 200, suggesting a bearish day ahead. MACD is pointing to a possible bullish day ahead, but that histogram may have topped out there, so we're going to need to keep an eye on the MACD through the early part of the morning. Failure to break through that pivot and we're going to see a pullback on the day that will bring sub 230s and that first major resistance level into play. Looking at Ripple's XRP against the dollar, also bearish start to the day. Going to need to see Ripple's XRP avoid a fallback through the pivot sitting at 1936 to support a run at the first major resistance level sitting at 1985. Barring extended rally, that first major resistance level and Thursday's high 19772 should limit any upside. In the event of a breakout, should target 0.2, but going to need to see support from the broader market for that. Fallback through the pivot's going to bring the first major support level sitting at 1894 into play. Buying extended sell-off should see Ripple's XRP avoid sub-18s. Got the second major support level sitting at 1844 to limit the downside. Looking at the moving averages, we saw the 50 cross over the 200 yesterday, signaling a bearish trend. Didn't materialize, however, so we're going to need to see what happens through the morning and that pivot level. A further widening of that EMA 50 from the 100 and 200 would then signal a pullback. On the MACDs, we've seen the widening of the histogram supporting that recovery late in the day yesterday. So, going to need to see the pivot level avoided to support a further upward trend on the day to bring 2.2 levels back into play.